I'm Rashida Hart, and together we are Legacy Health Chiropractic. It is our mission for the community to create a legacy of healthy families, one generation at a time.
Just from, I guess, my own testimony, I got under chiropractic care while I was trying to pay for school in my way through college. While under care, I experienced a lot of benefits outside of just the normal neck pain and back pain. It also helped me function a lot better, especially when it came to school and testing. I was already majoring in biomedical sciences, so whenever I found out about chiropractic, I wanted to learn a little bit more about it, and it helped me. So I wanted to help people just as much as it helped me in my life.
I think that what brought us into the platform of entrepreneurship is definitely chiropractic care, and always wanting to be able to do things the way we thought would be best for the community, which ultimately meant starting a business of our own.
Yeah. I never thought of being an entrepreneur. That was always my wife. So, whenever she said, "Hey, let's go make a business. Let's do this ourselves," first thing that we thought of was let's find people that are doing it at doing it very well and doing it the way we want to do it for our community. So that's where we started getting in with a network of doctors around the world that actually helped us, our foundation, and helped us in the business side and how we can deliver our message clear, concise, and with conviction.
Well, that's a great question.
I think one thing that probably makes us a little different is we believe in building long-lasting relationships based on trust. So we wanted to do that for, whether it was people we met out in the community through business, whether it was through a nonprofit we could serve. We just want to just build relationships, and that was our foundation of our marketing. And from there, I think the doors just opened where we were able to go out and do health screenings. We went out and we did a lot of health talks. Just went to businesses just in general and just sat down and saw how we could serve them and serve their mission. And in return, we just kind of, just met a lot of people by doing that. So that was great. That was fun, and we enjoyed it.
Yeah, that is a great question. We, like most small businesses, we're going in a traditional route, which is going through the Small Business Association to get a loan. We were fortunate enough that somebody directed us in the route of nonprofits that do funding. So in each region of the country, there is a nonprofit set up that funds startup businesses or small businesses who need to be revamped in order to bring more jobs to the community. So my advice would be to exhaust all your resources, find out. Sometimes we would set up meetings with VPs of banks, not because we wanted to go through their particular branch for lending, but just to get advice on who we should be talking to or things that we could do to better increase our chances. And we're really grateful for the funding that we got through TARCOG, which is here in Huntsville.
Yep.
And we would advise, again, that any small businesses would just make sure they check out all different avenues.
Yep.
If you're a minority, if you're woman-owned, there's also a lot of opportunities for grants, depending on what kind of business or what kind of field you want to go into, whether it's the food industry, entertainment, healthcare. I would also look into grants as well, because that's also a great route.
Oh, man. I think we're still learning that. I think that's a good question. We're still learning how to shut it on and shut it off. Being so new and being open and serving so many people, I think we can get on a high at the end of the day where we're just like, wow, so many amazing things came. We can't help but, take it home and just say, oh man, this was a great day. We so many people came in, and we were so many people were touched by the mission that we have and how we're helping their health. We're still learning it. So each day we kind of set boundaries. In the morning, we kind of take our downtime and talk about our relationship and how we're going to nurture our relationship, and what marriage conference we're going to go to next year, and what small groups are we going to go to, and how we're going to surround ourselves by like-minded people. So
I would say it's good working with you, though.
Yeah, it's great.
We went through a season for a while where we both lived in Atlanta, but he was just getting started in school. So we kind of did a long distance for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one point when I was still in Troy and he was in Atlanta. And then after we got married, we were almost kind of like ships passing through the night because I was working all day in the office and he was in school all day. So this is actually the first time in a long time since we've been together that we get to spend this much time together. So we enjoy it. I enjoy it.
I enjoy it. I think the obstacle is probably learning how to say no.
Yeah, that's
I like saying yes to a lot of things, whether it's business or something for our relationship. But by doing that, I can overbook us.
Yeah.
And learning to say no and really set boundaries. Being in a new marriage is definitely something that I try to keep in the forefront. I try to do a lot this year, a little more of.
Yeah. I think I think the biggest obstacle is we're in a mentorship program with a lot of other docs and spouses all over the country, and it's helped us a lot, but it can get into that comparison thing. Like just trying to step back and appreciate our journey and what we're doing for our community while still being able to celebrate others without being like, oh, well, I wish it was us. So just being happy with where we are. And I don't know, I think we're really blessed because throughout our opening process, it wasn't so much of us butting heads, but us uplifting each other when we would have a trial or a tribulation or something.
Yeah.
And it's always a lot more difficult when you are on somebody else's time. So waiting to get all the permits and all that stuff, that was a time.
Yeah, that was a huge obstacle. Like not knowing what all the steps to open a business. Like you just think like, oh, I get my money and then I can pay someone and then I can open it. But it's so many steps, so many permits, certificate of occupancy, like so many things you got to get.
Hiring people you trust.
Yeah.
And
how to hire.
Yeah.
That's
a good one. I just believe that it's a perfect storm of how we were able to make this moment happen. And everybody's not always warranted that opportunity. There were a lot of things that if our family didn't help us out, I don't know how successful we would be right now. So I would love to be a silent investor in as many businesses, dreams, hopes, anything. We always say we're the expert at what we do, and we don't take that expertise away from anybody else. So I'm not a personal trainer. If somebody has a dream of opening a gym, I'd love to fund that. I'm not a chef. If somebody wanted a restaurant, I'd love to help fund that. Just because I think ownership, especially in our community with people of color, is a big deal.
Yeah. Definitely want to be able to serve nonprofits. We love OWN, of course.
Yes, of course.
But definitely want to be able to serve nonprofits. Still stay with our chambers, Madison Chamber, Huntsville, Madison County Chamber. Of course, keep coming to Rise because that was fun. We love Rise.
We love Rise.
Oh man, we met so many people at Rise. It was that was a great networking.
So many innovative thinkers.
Yeah. And just continue just diving in and meeting people, learning more about their mission. And just seeing how we can be a part of it and serve them at the same time while we're on a business.
And since we do have this facility, we'd love to open it up for other people to use it, to promote their businesses, hold educational classes whenever we can get a chance. And
absolutely, that's a really good question.
Tennessee Valley Business Network.
And Warriors, that has been a really good one.
Yeah.
The chamber, Madison County, Huntsville, they both have been really, really very welcoming.
Yes, they have.
And
face-to-face marketing, they've done a lot for us as far as making sure that we're ranked high on Google. We get a lot of calls actually with people saying, I just Googled chiropractor and I found you all, and then I don't care if it's somebody in Huntsville or somebody. I think
I got one.
Okay,
so we almost didn't have tables when we opened.
Oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. We're going to be a chiropractic office with no chiropractic tables.
The guy we use, he came through and helped us get some tables. So
yeah, that was great.
That would have been interesting. I would have been adjusting people standing up.
That would have been interesting. Whenever they hear entrepreneur, they think you make your own hours, you do what you want to do, it's kind of like whenever you want to. And a lot of times when people would call us over the summer, they'd be surprised. We'd be working 7 days a week, 12 plus hours. people would ask us, like, what do you all do all day? And it was almost kind of hard to describe. So I think that was shocking for people, that even though we wanted to go into business for ourselves, the freedom of that is going to come on the later end rather than the beginning.
Yeah.
And also, you should probably have a restaurant grade paper towel holder in your bathroom, because I literally had like one of the ones from the kitchen in there. I thought that was going to be okay. Yeah. That is a good one. How much time do we have?
I got one. So once you get under chiropractic care, you have to be under chiropractic care for the rest of your life, which is a pretty big myth. I mean, I think it's kind of like brushing your teeth or changing your oil. It's something you don't have to do, but it's something that you want to do, because you know that if you do it right, then your car is going to run for a long period of time. If you don't brush your teeth, well, you're probably going to have some cavities, or you're not going to have that dental, that hygiene that you want to have, right? Same thing with when you're looking at your nervous system. You know, you don't have to keep up with it, but you start seeing the positive changes over time once you really start taking care of your spine and your nervous system. And people don't come back because they have to. They come back because they want to.
I would say one good one is people say, well, I don't have any back pain. I don't have any symptoms, so I don't need to see a chiropractor. And I often find myself telling people that, one, the absence of symptoms doesn't mean the presence of health. And that's because a lot of disease and sickness pathways are silent, and they usually don't show up until you get to those more severe or final stages. And 10 out of 10 people who I've met who've had to get a surgery or had a serious diagnosis, they always say, I wish I would have done something before it got to this point. So if you're not having symptoms or you have ideal or great health, that's amazing. We want to help you maintain that. So that over time you don't get to a point where you do start experiencing things. So even with no symptoms, you can still come in and get adjusted.
Oh, we specialize in pediatrics and prenatal care.
Yes.
So that's something that I really was able to see during my preceptorship, really being able to serve pregnant moms and serve children for all sorts of things like ear infections, colic, even just wanting to have a natural delivery, making sure both pelvis are level, really just helping them throughout that entire time. That helped me, and I just gravitated toward being able to specialize in that area of chiropractic.
Yes, we love seeing kids in the office.
Yeah,
They're very sweet. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
I would say what's another good myth? I've got one.
Yeah.
With flu season coming around, a lot of times people will say, well, I can't come in to get my adjustment today because I'm sick, I'm under the weather, and it actually boosts your immune system. One adjustment almost up to 200%. So those are the ideal times to come and get adjusted so that your body can be in the right environment to kick that bug out.
Yeah.
So we're not afraid of germs.
No.
Come on.
There's a few of them, but
We're not going to put you in a pretzel.
yeah. We don't do contracts in the office. I treat everyone like, they would, how I would want to treat my mom or dad. So when they come into the office, we like being very transparent. So you never incur a charge in the office before we have sat down and went through it with you. That's going to raise that child to not only resort to a more proactive solution to their health, but then once they're educated, right, and they turn into an adult, they're going to turn back around and raise a family the same way they were raised, right? And that's going to create a legacy of healthy families, and that's our goal. That's really why we strive to do what we do, and that's why we want to see children get better over time, pregnant moms come in and get better over time, and most importantly, families.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And even in the past 4 years that we've been in the field, I guess you can say, the number of children coming in who were just being brought in because their parents want them to have a healthy lifestyle to children who have symptoms, it's increased exponentially, even in the small window that I've been working in the chiropractic field. So that just lets us know there's other environmental factors being introduced to children at younger ages where they're starting to have a bunch of symptoms. Technology being one. Technology is great. We're obviously probably never going back to when we were without it. But to add something in that can help them deal with the daily stressors or the different daily repetitive activities as well. And just like Dr. Hart said, because we do want to see kids get healthy and we don't want to have
kids on a lot of medications are being hindered in their growth and development, or being kind of pulled back because of a label that maybe another doctor put on them?
They can find us on Facebook at legacyhealthchiro.com, or you can search us on our website, www.yourlegacyhealth.com, or call. Our number is 256-361-9004. And then we are located on 72 West, 7185 Highway 72 West, Madison, Alabama.
Yes, and we do take insurance when you come in for your visit. We do a benefits check because everybody's individual policy is so different. We do let you know up front exactly what chiropractic services you may or may not have covered. But one thing that we know for sure is we don't let insurance dictate our care in the office, because you never know what insurance is going to cover, but everybody needs the care. They're not going to look at your x-rays, or they don't know what you do on a day-to-day basis to determine how much care you need. So we make it very affordable, whether you have insurance or not.
Yep. Or make it a year-long objective to stay proactive. Stay proactive in your health, because once you're proactive in your health, it trickles over into every other aspect of your life, right? Your relationships, maybe even the food you eat, even the way you start to look at your work on a day in and day out. So just make it a year-long goal to stay proactive. And I think a lot of things are going to fall in place by doing that.
And I'm going to piggyback off of that. One of our mentors has a quote that I love to say, and it's, you don't get the things that you want, but you do get the things that you're committed to. So make a step to be committed to your health. Myself personally, I didn't come from a legacy of healthy families, but I knew if I wanted to be different and I didn't want to have what was already set out to be my trajectory as far as health, that I had to make a change. And it's not always easy, but it's the commitment that keeps you going. So stay committed.
Stay committed.
Yeah.